So let's begin. What I'm going to do is understand this thing, read one item by item and just do it. What we are going to do is using Chef, we'll deploy some cloud applications. In this example, we are setting up a LAMP stack, and then on LAMP stack, we will deploy WordPress application. That's our goal. We will use Chef server, and we'll run Chef client on the remote computer that gets created. We have in the past used Chef server from this site called manage.opscore.com. And in that site location, we have an account here. And we have been able to download what is known as a Chef starter zip package that all of us already have in a folder called Chef repo that looks like this. In that folder location, there are several things that that we have here, and I'll walk you through step by step what we have. We have a file called Chef file that contains all the cookbooks we need. We have some write-ups and instructions to how to invoke DigitalOcean and how to invoke Elastic Compute Cloud machines. We have a gem file and a gem file lock, which gets Ruby gems as needed. We have a README file that I'm not using, a Vagrant file I'm not using, an Aaron file that Aaron is using. We're ignoring these things. The cookbooks folder contains all the cookbooks that this Chef file brings. When we run library and Chef, it will go to the Chef file and bring down all the cookbooks and place them here. This folder data bags is created when you create a data bag to store your items, such as the MySQL secrets, such as the MySQL user and password details. These DEL file and the REL file are just cleanup steps that I have saved here. The environment folder contains 3 different environments we have, which is production environment, testing environment, and staging environment. There are some notes and write-ups. There are some roles defined for these machines that we'll go into those roles. We have a folder called site cookbooks defined, which contains custom cookbooks that we create for our own usage that will use community cookbooks that we get from the community. There is a TMP folder that gets created temporary, and there is another documentation which contains more write-up instructions. So it's not relevant to the exercise. Having described this content, what I would like to do is continue along in the next step, which is examine what do we have. So this is what it should look like when you first download that Chef starter.zip file. In there, we want to first of all always work inside this folder called Chef repo. Always, you have to be in that folder, Chef repo folder, for it to work and succeed. And since we have from previous steps, there are some cleanup steps that I'm going to do. And that what I'm going to do is clean up all my cookbooks. So what I'm going to do is remove all the cookbooks that I have, because I can always get these cookbooks from library and Chef. It will give it for us. In my case, tree command is not installed, so I'm going to install tree. And now tree will work. And I see that tree command shows me that I have a bunch of files again, but this time the cookbooks folder is gone because I deleted it. There are certain other things that I do not need. For example, I'm going to remove these log files that I have. They are not needed. We can always create them again automatically. I'm also deleting certain files that are not needed just to remove confusion. So I'm trying to delete unnecessary things right now. And I have somewhat less of, only things that I need. I'm also going to delete out some other stuff like the site cookbooks. I want to create that from scratch again. So I'm removing that folder again, site cookbooks. And I'm also removing the temporary folder that gets created, and even the environment folder and roles folder and all that. I'm just deleting all of that. Now I have a very small tree, which has some Chef file, some documentation, a gem file, a README, another documentation. I should delete data bags also. RM-RF data bags, they're also gone. And then we have not much stuff here. I will further clean up and move some of these things that are not needed into a separate folder. So just to focus precisely on what exactly is needed. In that folder structure, we have some of these unnecessary stuff that I want to move away from so as to not confuse anybody. And I'm cleaning up my folder basically to give you the bare minimum steps needed and then build it up step by step. That's what I'm intending to do. So I'm opening that folder right now on a window in the side. And in that window on the side, what I'm going to do is move out certain things that are not relevant. So I'm creating a separate folder on the side to hold stuff. And of these things that are not needed, I'm just moving them out. And funny as it looks like, all we really need are these two files. And in your case, you don't even need the gem files. I should also move that. Hold on. Why keep confusion? Remove that also. And you know what? Since our write-up includes chef file, I've just removed the chef file also. So at this moment, it almost sounds like crazy, but we have nothing in our folder, like zero, nothing. That's the beginning point I want to begin with. When I say nothing, there actually is a folder containing our .chef. So that is hidden, so it doesn't become visible. So I will go A to show all the things inside, and I see lots of stuff again. And here you will see that there is a Git folder, there is a Git ignore file, there is a vagrant folder and .chef folder. That's the thing that I want to focus on. So the hidden elements, I will start deleting them also. Here it goes, dstore, Git folder goes, Git ignore goes, vagrant goes. As you will see, now my...
What about that, Git?
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, what about that encrypted data bag secret?
I will delete that. Yes, I will delete that also. And so here, RM encrypted data bag secret. All of it, most of it is gone right now. So all I have is 3 files, which are the company validator PEM, my personal PEM, and a knife configuration file. I will open these files for editing to see what contains inside. And what I will do is open it up. In that folder, I see the 3 files. And in this file, I have this line which is not there. So I'm going to comment it out just to begin. That's how it looks like when you begin something. This line number 30, doesn't exist in a new setup. Line number 29 doesn't exist in a new setup. We have to add it later on. So I'm going to comment it right now. And at some point in the step sequence, I will uncomment it again. That was line number 29 at the very bottom. So having changed that, say I'm going to save it. I have the personal PEM and the company PEM both here, which are useful. And my folder clearing up looks like this. 3 things. Practically, this is what I need. And I want to also review if my things work correctly. So knife, cookbook, list will show me all the cookbooks I have in my chef server. I will clean up that also. I'll say knife, cookbook, bulk, delete all of them just like that. Delete all the cookbooks I have in my cookbook in my chef server. I'm deleting them all, making it empty. So this is, most of these steps right now are cleanup steps. I'm just emptying it out so I can actually begin from really zero, ground zero. And I'm cleaning up cookbooks in the chef server. You will also see that I will next step clean up my roles, clean up my data bags from the chef server, and basically make it empty on the server side. In my local folder, I have already deleted most of it, and I have kept 3 things inside the .chef folder, and they are there. Right now, I'm deleting my cookbooks from the remote chef server. These are cleanup
Hey,
steps.
Nilesh.
Yes.
When I was trying to delete that knife cookbook bulk delete
Mhm.
from the chef server, it said that your private key could not be loaded.
That means something is wrong in your setup. Either you're not in the not in the right folder or something like that. So you should focus
I'm in
on,
chef-repo.
and your keys are incorrect then. Your keys are incorrect. See these keys that you have here, these 3 keys should be correct for you to delete.
Okay.
This key and this key are important for you to operate on chef server. If they are not correct, they will not work. Now let us delete some other things like knife node list. What do I have? Probably nothing, only my name. Knife client list, what do I have? Probably nothing except classroom. Yes. Now I have a knife data bag list. What do I have? I think I have 2 data bags. I'm gonna delete both of them. Knife data bag, delete, secrets, and say yes. And I will say knife data bag, delete, users, and say yes. So it's gone. So I'll say knife data bag list, and I should have nothing. Similarly, knife environment list, I'll have 3 environments. Oh, lots of them. I'll delete all of them. So knife environment, delete. Oh, this doesn't work. You have to go line by line. Dev, example, prod, stage. Oh, let's go item by item. Yes, keep going. Yes, sir.
Real quick, with this, I'm looking at my file because apparently we did this the Thursday before last, so I've already got it completed. But I'm looking at my files, and you're showing your pen, knife RV, and validator pen,
Yes.
all under Chef Repo, but mine's under .chef.
Yes, it is in .chef in my case as well.
Oh, okay.
I will show you that.
When you were looking at it, it looked like you were under Chef Repo.
Now here. So see that .chef?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see you drop down to that directory.
Yeah, I understand. So I'm still deleting my environments right now. Knife environment delete.
So to start over from scratch, I can delete everything but .chef.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
So, Nilesh, in my case, I have to go and verify my .pem file and the company .pem file.
Yes, if you want to verify that, you go here and you go to that manage chef. You want to go to the classroom in manage organizations and go to the company that you have created and reset your validation key here to get your company PEM.
Okay.
You go to your name, go to profile, and in that profile you sign in, and then after you sign in, you should be able to see a place to where you can reset your personal PEM file once you sign in.
I think that I have saved it somewhere. Can I not compare? Like the old one?
You can, but easiest way is to just reset the key and grab a new one, because then that will work. You have to grab this key from here, like password and key. That section here in this area will let you create and reset your personal PEM file in this segment here.
But it might affect another if it's like related, right, to another file or directory like before.
Correct.
No?
Yeah, correct. It will destroy everything else you have anywhere else and create a new one. If that is not what you want, then don't. Keep the one you have. Keep the keys you have if they're working, If they're not working, in that case, you destroy them and create a new one. So my cleanup steps keep going. I'm looking at cleaning up further. And now my environments are all deleted. Knife environment list should show me nothing. Next step, I'm going to delete my roles. So here comes knife environment list with nothing, and that nothing itself is taking some time to show. That's kind of slow. Oh, there it came back with nothing except default. Now knife role list will show us some roles, and I want to do lots of them. Oh man, I cannot type this manually. I'll go visually, and in that chef policy roles, I will select all roles and just visually from this destroy them all. So it's a long list of roles I have in my chef server. You will probably have a few, three or four of them. I'm going to select them visually here from the browser and delete them. I hope it's faster this way. And it errored. Error occurred. That's lame. I'm going to refresh. I mean, in the meanwhile, I start deleting from here. Knife, delete role, web server. Oh, it's knife role delete. Knife role delete web server. This thing is still erroring out on me on the visual UI. So I'll delete focused on what we need to delete instead of deleting everything. So I'll say knife role delete and then db_master and say yes. And knife role delete, and then we have another role called base. So we'll delete that also, and it goes. So now we have deleted 3 roles that we want to now create again. We'll leave the other roles as is because I don't want to bother deleting them. I'll just clear up, and we have made sure to delete the 3 roles we intend to create. The 3 roles we have are here in our write-up. So having said, I think we have successfully cleaned up all of the things we need. Now is the time to begin and follow along. So the first step is we are working inside Chef Repo, which we are. We got rid of our cookbooks, and then we want to create new folders like these, like 3 folders we create. These folders are environments, data bags, and site cookbooks. So we create them, as simple as that. And now the tree looks like this. We have these 3 or 4 folders created: data bag, environments, roles, and site cookbooks. We have 4 folders created, all the blue ones. Next up, what we have is we have to look at knife RB file and make it look like this. The difference that Aaron has and what I have here on the screen is that this line is different. Aaron has this line something else, not like this. That's why your SQL cookbook got created in a different folder. If you have it like this, it will create first priority to the site cookbooks folder and then to the cookbooks folder. That's the order, the precedence sequence. This is where it picks up where to create a cookbook, and it goes like that.
Okay.
So you will basically copy this sequence entire thing as is, copy, and then go to your terminal. And in the terminal, you open up your nano and then your knife RB file. So you go to .chef, and here you say nano knife RB, and here you will find that this thing is slightly different. Like in my case, it is site cookbooks first and then cookbooks. In your case, it is not like that, and that's the reason why it went in the other direction. Got it? Having said, the next step here is to make sure that on line number 4, your username that you have on Chef server should be here in line number 4. It should be your name, not my name. It should be your name. In line number 5, it should be your client key, your personal PEM here, not my name. In line number 6, it should be your organizational validator name, not classroom. And in line number 7, it should be your organizational PEM file, not classroom validator PEM file, but your PEM file for your company validator. And then next up is your Chef server URL and port. That URL here should be your URL, not my URL, which says classroom. It should be your company name in that case. And this line is also important where you want to get the cookbook path. First precedence goes to site cookbooks and then to cookbooks. And then you have to have your keys and secret and region defined and other companies' keys and secrets defined. And this last line is commented yet. It is still commented. We'll uncomment this line later. Then we'll go put that in Git control, but for now we are skipping Git steps. So we will skip Git steps. We'll next step go gather community cookbooks from the community, which is we have to have a chef file. And in that file, we'll list out all things we need. So these are the things we need to create a LAMP stack. So we'll grab that entire collection of things, copy, and create a chef file in our terminal. So here we'll say touch chef file, and then nano it, and then paste it, and then save it. Now we have a chef file. Now we'll check the tree again, and we have a new file called chef file here. Now in that file, now that we have a list of things defined, we'll ask librarian chef to go and get the cookbooks for us, which is what the next step is. In the write-up, you will find that the idea is to first skip these Git steps, and then you install the cookbooks by asking librarian chef to install them. The first 2 steps are already done in a past attempt, so you can skip these 2 lines because you already done it many, many times. Not needed again. This step will actually go grab all the cookbooks from the community and put that in a folder called cookbooks. So this is what we currently have. If we say librarian chef install, it will look at the chef file and start pulling down all the cookbooks needed into a cookbooks folder in 1 minute. And there comes our cookbooks, all the cookbooks we have. Let me pause this ringer. I'm getting some ringtones. Somebody's calling me. So we have the cookbooks now in a cookbooks folder, and they are sitting here. You can see that they are all came down in this folder called cookbooks. They're all available to us. So there's a logical next step. We want to, manage your custom cookbooks that we need to customize it a little bit. So here is a Git step. You want to skip that step. We are not doing Git right now. And the next step here is to send our cookbooks to the chef server. So we can send these cookbooks by first deleting all the cookbooks which we already have, and then sending the cookbooks over to the chef server. So we'll come here and say knife cookbook upload, and all of them. So it just goes. It will send all the cookbooks we have over to the chef server. and these cookbooks become available to any of the machines that will use that chef server. Next step is to create.
English.
Mm-hmm.
The cookbooks that we get.
Mm-hmm.
How will we determine in the future, like, what cookbooks we actually need to have?
Good question. In this case, we are setting up a LAMP stack, which means that
Right.
we need to have Linux, which is to begin with. We get that. Then we need to have Apache, and then MySQL, and PHP.
Right.
If you add these 4 lines, all other numbers come along as dependent cookbooks.
So all the others are just dependent cookbooks.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. That helps clarify.
Yep. All others are dependent cookbooks. And some of these are essential cookbooks, like you have to have apt. It's a good idea to have it. Build essentials, Git. These are, sudo, vim. These are some cookbooks that are essential to have in any machine, just any machine. It's a good practice to have apt to update the system, build essential to build out any software you want to build out, or help cookbooks build anything you want built. You want to have Git, you want to have sudo and users and vim are basic cookbooks that are needed by almost every setup.
Okay.
So you just
and those go along with which part of the LAMP stack do those follow?
They're not part of LAMP stack. They are for administration. They're like apt is for updating, build is for building software, Git is for using Git, sudo is for running commands in a elevated privilege mode.
So
is
are
the
you
editor.
saying that those aren't when we get MySQL or
They're not
Apache?
dependent. No, they're not dependent. They're extra.
Not dependent.
No, they're not dependent. They're extra. So now our cookbook upload succeeded with one retry. It failed first, but at the end it says uploaded all cookbooks, meaning our cookbooks are up there now, which is good. Next, what we are doing is we are creating some environments. So we'll create environments right now. And the environment creation process is very simple. We have to create 3 files. One of them is this, and then one this, and one of them is this. These 3 files, dev, stage, and production RB. 3 files are getting created now manually. We'll do that first by going to the environment folder. And here we have nothing. So we'll say touch dev RB.
Hey, Nilesh.
Yes.
I have a quick question. When I try to upload the cookbooks, it says fatal cannot find subcommand for, and then it shows me the command cookbook. Hold on, I can't read the whole thing.
Yeah, start sharing your screen. Let's figure out what's going on. Share your screen.
How do I share it with?
So at the bottom, you will have a button that says plus, and you click on the plus button, and that'll let you share your screen.
Okay, so I clicked on it. I don't know. Can you guys see?
And you have to click the next step is to share something specific, like click on the plus button at the bottom, and then share screen.
I clicked on it at the bottom, and now I don't see. Oh, share screen over to the right hand side.
Yeah, now we see it. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so let's see if I can.
Yeah, your typing mistake. You have a typing mistake in your write-up. You have a knife cookbook upload double. So your typing mistake. Yeah, you typed it twice.
Oh, I think I accidentally I pasted it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't. There we go.
So back to my screen. What I'm going to do is create these 3 files: dev RB, production RB, and staging RB. I created 3 files. And what I will also do is to drop in these content. So this content goes to the dev file. So we'll go to nano dev and drop it and save it. Same thing again this time for the staging environment. Copy, come here, nano, staging, drop it, save it, and nano, production environment, copy from here and paste it. Something went wrong. Copy did not work. I'm going to exit without changing. Copy again. And nano again. Paste. Save. Now we have 3 files. And I need to send these 3 files to the Chef server because these are the environments that we want to send them, like these commands, 3 commands, one after the other. We want to send these environments over to Chef server. So the first one, and then second one, and then the third one. All 3 environments go. Next up is that what we have to do is create roles for our machines. So roles need to be created. So we need to have 3 roles. One of them is base role, the other is DB master role, and the third one is web server role. We'll create these 3 roles one after the other inside the roles folder. So we'll go here, cd roles folder, clear list, and we have nothing. We'll touch 3 files. One of them was base role. The second one was web server role, and then we have DB master role. 3 roles created, and these roles are defined as to what exactly needs to go in those roles, and they are this function. These these lines go in that file called base RB. And what this means essentially is that in that machine called base, any machine that takes on a base role needs to have these things already. So basically, base role gets applied to every machine that you will have. And in every machine, you need to have apt, you need to have git, you need to have build essential, you need to have sudo, you need to have users : sysadmin, and you need to have vim. And these things are essential for every box. That's why the role is called base role. And I'm taking this and then putting that content inside my nano base, and then dropping the content and saving it and coming out. Next step, we have to look at our web server role, in which we are using these lines. So we'll copy that, come to here, nano web server, paste, exit. And third, we are taking a DB master role, and you will notice that it involves your SQL recipe, which is what we will create, this your SQL. It doesn't exist quite yet, but we'll create it. But we know that we are going to use it, so we are referring it here in the DB master role. In that role, we'll say nano DB master, edit, paste, come out of it, and save, enter. And now we have 3 files. And these 3 files, we need to send them to Chef server. So these 3 steps will take them and send them over to Chef server. In my case, I will have to come back to my home folder, the Chef repo folder, and then start pasting the commands over there, which are sending roles, base role, to the Chef server, sending the DB master role to Chef server, and sending the web server role to Chef server. Now we have these 3 roles up in the Chef server. Next up, we want to set up a sysadmin account, for which these steps require you to create a key pair. But since we already have a key pair in our machines, the key pair we have is sitting in your cd /.ssh folder, this has a key pair, this folder. You probably have a key pair, and I seem to have it here. So I want to create that key pair here if you don't have it, but I think all of you already have it, so I don't need to worry about it. What you need to have is have key pairs in your .ssh folder. So your .ssh folder, you can go to cd:\.ssh, and in that folder you should be able to see your key pairs that exist by these names. So I have id_rsa and id_rsa.pub. These two files should exist in your in this location. You should have them already. These two files should exist in your .ssh folder, and we are going to use that. This public file, public key file, we'll use that in the next step. You want to copy that public key in your clipboard. So somehow you should have that in your ready to paste, and you want to paste like this, not like this. There's a difference. At the end, you will find the difference. See, the difference is here. So don't get your name there. This is a critical step, so watch it very carefully. The idea here is that you want to create a new data bag item for you as the user. You, as in you, as the user of the box that gets created. So you want to do these steps. Create a data bag folder. The folder is inside your data bags. So you want to actually create a data bag item called users. And in there, you want to say make directory called users inside your data bag. So go inside data bag, there is a users directory. And in there, that becomes a data bag itself. Users, plural, is a data bag. Inside that folder, inside this users folder, we'll create a data bag item. That item will be called user.json, like this. User.json. So you want to create a data bag item in that folder location called data bags. So if you look at the data bag folder here, it has another folder called users, and we have to go inside the users folder, like here, inside the users folder, and create this item like this. And so you will see it. I created a folder called nilesh.json, or it will be yourname.json, or it will be user.json, depending on what machine you're using. But this file gets created. In that file, you want to paste. You want to edit it, gedit that file, and paste it like this. And remember to replace this user that you have here. So we'll first of all edit that file. So we'll say nano, and then data bag, users, and Nilesh. Or in your case, it will be user. And you want to paste this as is. And then you want to go to the top and make sure that this line, it should say user. For your case, the username is user. Then you have to have your key here. In this next line, SSH key, the public key that you copied from the previous step, should be pasted in here from all the way from this point, SSH RSA, all the way to the end, the very end here. And you should, at the end, you should have a quote complete and a comma and a new line. This segment is important as you copy and paste. Hi, Niku.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Get off the gym.
And so once we have that step, we can exit out from here. And in my case, I need to change one more thing because my name is not user. So I need to change that. In your case, your name is actually user. So you don't need to worry about that part. I'm going to edit that one more time. And this time I'm going to make my name Nilesh. In your case, it will remain user. You don't have to make that change. Now I have a data bag item created. However, the data bag is still in my machine. It is not there up in the cloud, in the Chef server. So I can skip Git steps like we are doing, but then I want to see what data bag items do I have in my Chef server. So I'll say knife data bag list, and I have no data bag items there. So that is understood because we deleted them all. But now I want to send my data bag over to the Chef server, for which the step is these two, knife data bag create users. So I'll create a knife data bag called users in the cloud, in the Chef server. And then come back. And then from this file that I have created, I will send that data bag item over to the Chef server. So now I have a knife data bag list will show me that I have a data bag called users. And in that data bag users, I have a folder, I have a data bag item called user.json, which is this file that I created with you. Then we need to prepare for encryption. Encrypt your secrets. To create an encryption secret, we need to generate that secret like this. Create an encryption key. So we come here and create the encryption key and drop it in our Chef folder. So now in our tree, we should have an encryption key somewhere here. There we go. That's the key that got created in this step in the .chef folder. Now, since this key was created, we need to make sure that the permission for that key is 400. So we have to do a chmod to set permissions for 400, which is read only if you just.
What does chmod mean? Like, what's the point of it?
chmod means change file mode or access control list. You're changing the mode to 400, which means that only you can access it, nobody else.
Okay.
So this step sets the permissions so that only you can access it, nobody else. And the next step here needed is to modify your knife RB file and uncomment that line which is commented. So you need to have this line available. Right now it is commented. So you go here and say nano and .chef and knife RB. And at the end of the line, there is this line that we have commented out. We want to uncomment it like this and then exit and say yes. Now we have that particular line added to knife RB by uncommenting it. The next step is set editor environment variable, which is already set for you. All you need to do is say knife data bag create, and that whole step basically it says knife data bag create secrets MySQL. So in knife data bag create secrets MySQL. This command, which should also work without that long secret file inclusion. If you do not include this, it should also work if you have knife configuration defined correctly. This case, this blue portion is necessary only if your knife RB is not specifying the secret to use to encrypt, which means you can skip that step and it will create a secret. In my case, the editor environment variable is not set. So I will go and set the editor environment variable. In my computer, apparently it is not set. So I'm going to set this line into my ZSHRC and come back. So I'll do that part. It is a new computer and it is not set, the editor environment variable. So I will go do that part right now. The last step I was doing was this, and now it should create a data bag item. And apparently it says that it already exists, which means that I need to delete it first. So knife data bag delete secrets. In my case, it already existed, so I'm going to delete that secret data bag. Cannot load data bag secrets item MySQL. Okay. It's kind of confusing. If it says exist, then I try to delete it, it says cannot be found, which means it doesn't exist. So let's say knife data bag list. See what do we have? And we have a secrets item. Maybe there's a typing mistake I'm doing somewhere. So knife data bag delete secrets. And now it deleted. So knife data bag list. Only users, which is fine, not the secrets portion. And this time I'm going to again now create knife data bag create secret MySQL, just like that. The write-up goes here, knife data bag create, and then secret file, and then secrets MySQL. So that command, we can run it like this, or we can run it like this, but without the reference, explicit reference to the encrypted data bag secret. We can do it without it also, because our knife configuration already specifies that the secret file to be used is this file. It already specifies that. And if you specify it in the knife configuration, you do not have to have this line. It doesn't hurt to have this line. It's just easier to type it without it. And so these two lines are similar if you have your knife configuration file in place. So I'll run the longer command. It is the same thing as the shorter command. And this time it will create a new secret data bag item. And in our write-up, we want to paste this content in that window that pops up in gedit. We'll take that window that pops up. That looks like this. I'm going to paste it and save it. So this is the paste from that browser window, paste it and closed it out. Coming back here, we should now have a secret data bag item ready. So I'll have knife data bag list, should show me my secrets as well as users data bags listed. Next step, I want to say knife data bag show secrets MySQL and see if it has my secrets. And you know what? I do not have my secrets saved quite yet, which means I need to do that step again until it actually picks up that secret. So the way to edit an existing data bag secret is to edit it and make sure it gets it. So right now I'm editing that gedit window that opened up like this, and it still shows that my secrets are not saved properly. I'm going to save them one more time and exit and check it again, see if my secrets show correctly. No, it doesn't, meaning something is wrong. We ran into the same steps and same issue in Aaron's machine just 30 minutes ago. And the way we were able to do that is by exiting out of terminal and refreshing it again. So I'll exit terminal this time, open up terminal again, go to that folder again. and say knife data bag show secrets, it still doesn't show all the secrets like the passwords I have used. And I'll say, now I want to edit that item one more time. And it opens up nothing. Amazing. Nothing is opening up. Okay, this time it opened up with that entry. So I'm going to paste it one more time, save it, and close it. And see if the secrets show up. No, they do not. Something is wrong with the editor environment variable in my machine. So I'll change my editor environment variable one more time. You will probably not run into this issue. I am. So I will fix that.
Ah, it doesn't say gedit.
Yeah, it doesn't say
Does it
gedit.
say gedit there?
I don't have gedit installed on this machine. That's the reason I cannot use gedit.
Otherwise, it would be gedit, correct?
Yes, in your case, it will be gedit. And I'm going to see if that works this time by first of all editing it. And this time I'm going to use a different editor. And see if the data bag shows my secrets. And it did, finally. Now that I have my secrets in the Chef server that shows like this, what I will now do is, in my current folder, I will bring that secret down into my current folder, which doesn't have, by the way, if you go to data bag folder and look at what we have, it just has the users folder. It doesn't have the secrets folder quite yet. The secrets that we have are saved in the Chef server, like knife, data, bag, list. It will have two items, users and secrets. In our local folder, we just have only one, users. So I want to get that copy down to my machine from the remote location, for which I need to create a folder called secrets in my local computer like this. And now I have it. But still, this folder is empty. So I'll fill that secret by getting knife data bag show secrets in this line into the folder, which will drop that file. So what is going on here? I'll go step by step. If you say knife data bag show secrets, it just shows you a secret. If you say knife data bag show secrets and then say -fj, it will show you secrets, but in a JSON format. The difference between the show secrets and the show secrets -fj is that this is just a dump, and this is structured in form of a JSON file. The output file should be JSON. That's what it says, FJ. Output file should be in JSON format. So we capture that output file in JSON format, but we want to save it into a file. So we'll go like this. So whatever you produce in the output in the JSON format, please drop it with this arrow, this bigger greater than sign, drops it in that file called data bag secrets MySQL JSON, and then it creates a file in that folder. So if you say tree, you will find that it has dropped the secrets, the passwords, into this file in this location. And it looks like this. You can confirm that by saying data bag secrets MySQL. Next step, you want to save your work in Git, but we are skipping Git steps. So we'll continue along. And knife data bag show secrets. You already saw that, which is to show the secret, which basically gives you a dump. Show the secret with -fj option will give you a JSON formatted secret file. And that same step, you can save it and call it, say, go to Chad, for example. So it will go to a file called, oh, sorry, not these many arrows, just one. And now this file called Chad will have the content dropped in. You can remove the file called Chad because we don't need it. But the idea is to drop whatever we have output coming from that command into a file. That's what we just did. Next step, you can modify if you want and edit the secret itself like this. Like you have 123 as the password, you can edit it and make it something else like XYZ as the password. For example, I'm going to change the password 123. I'll make it XYZ as the password. I just changed my database password and I saved it back in the Chef server. So my knife data bag show secrets MySQL will show you XYZ, but so you see XYZ here, but my local file data bag secrets MySQL does not. It's still 123 because I just changed only it remotely, not locally. So I want to get that copy again here in case I change the password. I don't need to change the password. But if I do change the password, you need to tell both locations, your local machine as well as a remote machine, that your password is now changed. So the best way to do that is to remove that local file, data bag item, secrets, MySQL, and then knife data bag show secrets, MySQL, FJ, and then drop it in the data bag folder, secrets, MySQL.json. And what this will do is drop the secret with the new secret that we have changed into that same file. And we can then see what we have, and you will see that it is XYZ, the password that we changed. Now, we have to create a new custom cookbook. We call it Your SQL. It is slightly different from the MySQL cookbook because we want the custom community cookbook that we have from MySQL, from the community. They don't know what password we want. They have no idea. Nobody will ever know what password I want. They cannot tell. So they don't have a way to store passwords and manage passwords. So we have to create that ourselves because we want to tell the MySQL cookbook, hey, when you run, you should use the password XYZ, or you should use the password 123. And that method is what we are going to do now, is by creating a custom cookbook called Your SQL. It will be Your SQL, not MySQL. So this is the way to create a custom cookbook, is you come here, clear, and say knife cookbook create Your SQL. And it creates a cookbook called Your SQL. And the cookbook gets created in site cookbooks folder. So you'll go to site cookbooks folder, and here you will find there is a Your SQL cookbook. You look at the tree for that, and you will find that it has lots of files. Most of these files inside the Your SQL cookbook is empty. They're all empty. The only file we want is this file. Sorry, no. This file, recipe default. And we want to include our customizations to this cookbook we just created into that file. It goes in recipes default. That is the file that we want to tell that, hey, please use my passwords, and then run the MySQL recipe. But to begin with, first thing you do is use the passwords I have in my secret data bag. The password is 1XYZ, by the way, and that's the password I want to use. And so use it and then run MySQL. So set it up. That's what we intend to do in this recipe, default recipe folder inside the your SQL cookbooks in your site cookbooks folder, which is specific to the tree. If you say tree, and you will see that there is this site cookbooks folder containing your SQL cookbook, and then the MySQL cookbook is sitting here in the community cookbooks folder. The cookbooks folder contains MySQL community cookbook, and this site cookbook contains your SQL customized. And there is not much customization we have done yet. We have not done anything yet. However, we will do it. What we'll do is amend the file, amend this particular file, site cookbooks, your SQL recipes default like this. And after that, we are invoking the MySQL server recipe. So at this cookbook that we have, we want to modify and set these changes. And then at the very last line, we have to include recipe MySQL server, which invokes the community cookbook called MySQL. So we'll take these set of commands and sequence in our cookbook, drop them in the site cookbook. So we'll go nano, site cookbooks, then your SQL, then recipe, and then default. That file we want to edit. And it contains some things already here. We want to remove them all and paste it from what we have. In this segment, you will find that it contains some customizations that we got. And these are essentially saying that use my secrets, please, from the encrypted data bag item called secrets, MySQL. And that's what I have it stored in my Chef server. So the item is called MySQL. It contains my passwords. It is stored in a data bag called secrets, and the data bag item is stored in the Chef server. And so load up all that from the Chef server, put that in the secrets environment variable, in the secrets variable, and then assign the root password to the MySQL server root password, the Debian password to the MySQL server Debian password, and the replication password to the MySQL server replication password. And then in this block, we're essentially saying, please use my passwords. And after you use them, you run the community cookbook called MySQL server. And so you basically do whatever you were supposed to be doing to begin with, and then you exit.
Nilesh,
Yes.
before you exit, when you look at the brackets here, so if you read this from right to left, you went back and forth in these, but it says node.set and then brackets. The target is MySQL, so you're setting the node, the MySQL's nodes, correct?
Yes, your MySQL's root password will be set as whatever you chose as the root password.
And so the next part, the server root password, that's targeted with the brackets. But that is, it's targeting MySQL server root password. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then it says it equals MySQL passwords root.
Yes. So this thing on the right side of the equal sign comes from what you assigned in the data bag.
Okay.
On the left side is getting assigned. Left side is getting assigned with the
it
right.
has to go to the data bag because that's just where there.
Yep.
Secrets equals, okay, got it. I understand what it's saying now. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we modified our site cookbook, your SQL default recipe. And then since we have a new cookbook that we created, we want to upload our cookbook over to the Chef server. So clear and send our cookbook called your SQL to the Chef server. And it goes. So now our chef server has our your SQL cookbook. Then on DigitalOcean, I think we have done it already. The public key is available with DigitalOcean. So we'll go check DigitalOcean and see if they have it. And yes, they do. So they have it. Then in our back in our step sequence, we need to find knife DigitalOcean SSH key list. So we'll drop it and find out what keys we have. And we have this key number 421554. That's what we need to use in our key references. So this number 178821 is incorrect for you and incorrect for me as well. And so we want to invoke these steps to invoke a box in the cloud like that. So we'll copy that sequence, take it to a notepad, nano, and we'll call it, say, Aaron, something like that, some write-up. And in that sequence, I'm going to call this machine, let's call it Fuse, and it uses some image number. I don't know the image number is correct or not. Location is 3 for San Francisco, that you remember. Size number 66 is the cheapest size you can get. The SSH key is wrong. Oh, sorry. Exit, no change. The SSH key is wrong. So I will get that SSH key again. The key was this, so I'll get that key and put that in this place in nano. And then I want to make sure that the image is accurate. So I'll go back and check the image. The image checking will happen through knife DigitalOcean image list, and it will give me empty because I don't have any images. So I need to look at global images to see what everybody else has in the DigitalOcean, and then identify the right image. The right image is 14041264 bit, which is this one. So the image ID number is this one. Go to grab that image ID number, copy, and then go back to nano, and then here change the image ID. And then your server name, you can change it to something else. Let's call it Fuse or something like that. You can name it whatever. The identity file has to be IDRSA. And then you save it out. Let's compare it. Let's compare before running. See what we have. Cat Aaron. And I will also compare the same thing with the last time I ran it and see if there are any differences. So the last time I ran, it was what was the name? Hold on, let me get the name of that, like location. Hold, it's called hold. Okay. Last time I ran it was this, and this time it is this. The last time the name was Boeing, image ID continues to be the same. Location is 3, size is 66, key number is accurate, bootstrap, and then identity file. So this is what we ran the last time here. And right now, the command to run is called Aaron, which is what we intend to run, which is awesome. So we are not doing any mistake by running this command called Aaron, which is the long write-up. That's what we have from here, except that in this case, the image ID has changed and the SSH key ID has changed. And the key name has also changed. So at this moment, we are ready to run and invoke a box in the DigitalOcean cloud by typing that command called rn. So we'll say sh rn and run it. And it will invoke a cloud computer in DigitalOcean. And we can see what's going on in the DO control panel. We'll see what droplets are being created. And there it is, a droplet called Fuse getting created right now. And here is the IP address. And it's building up. It's waiting for SSHD. It takes 55 seconds for the machine to build up.
So, Milish,
Yes.
I got this far already, except for I used it, what's it called?
EC2?
Amazon.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever you like. So
Okay.
it's not, it doesn't matter what cloud you use. It's agnostic.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I figured. I was just wondering if any of the next commands were going to be different, or whether they would.
So the next commands are right here, actually. They are listed out here.
I can mute your mic. Yeah, so as far as like add node cloudgenie.us.
So we'll change these commands over to another set of commands. We'll take these three one at a time and take them to a terminal one at a time. So we'll go modify this role. And in our case, the name of the machine is not cloudgenie.us, but the name is Fuse. So we'll clear it right now and say type it. And in our case, the name is Fuse. So we'll say node Fuse. And there we go.
Oh, so it's just the name of the machine that you created.
That's right.
I don't remember.
And the next step is to add the other role, which is the DB master role, and then the web server role. So we'll add the DB master role right now. And then we'll add the web server role. And after these steps, there is one more step needed, which is to set the node in production environment. So we'll bring that step, put that node in production environment by saying Fuse, put that in production. And so there it goes in production environment. And then we have to check whether the node shows correctly. And we'll check that. And it shows the IP address. We'll grab the IP address and see if we can SSH to it. And yes, we are able to connect to the Fuse machine right now. The way to connect. The way to connect to SSH is SSH-I tilde.ssh ID_RSA, then root at IP address. And that's how you connect. And once
hold on one second.
Yeah, it's here, mentioned here, connect to the node right there. In the write-up.
Yep. That.
And then you run sudo chef client on that remote box, like this.
So the node is the name of your machine. It's called a node. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. In my case, in the write-up, the name is node.cloudgenie.us.
Right.
In our case, currently, the name is Fuse.
Or mine is Aaron Sweat.
Okay.
Okay. So now we chip knife node environment set. Okay, got it.
So as you will see, it is now downloading cookbooks from the chef server and then running it. And then when it runs it, then we have a LAMP stack ready. Then we take WordPress and deploy it, and we are done.
When I do the prod, when I do knife mode environment set, the node name prod, that is the production. Does that stand for production or environment, or what is it? What's that?
It sets the node in production environment.
What? Oh.
It sets the node in production environment.
Okay.
Right here.
In production environment, and basically that just says that. What does that mean exactly?
So we can have machines in various environments: development, staging, production, and we just put that node Fuse, the machine called Fuse, in production environment.
Okay.
So it gets ready for deployment essentially.
Okay. So production is a step before deployment.
Yes, ready for deployment, final.
Okay. So I've got that in production. Now I can. No, but as you show, it'll just make sure that it's there.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And you can watch the write-up in terminal. You can see it is doing things step by step, basically fulfilling all the things we want in the sequence we want, and finishing it off.
Should it say anything after roles and recipes? Because right now it just says run list, role base, role DB master, role one.
So it should show what you see on my screen. You see on my screen, you see that chef is running right now on the remote box.
I'm not just let me show you my screen real quick.
Yep, I think in my case, just finished a complete chef run on that remote box.
Yeah, that's not where I'm at, but we look at this real quick?
Yes, so I'm just concluding right now. I'm going to test for success and then look at your screen. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm going to test for success by saying whether Apache got installed, and looks like it did. Whether PHP got installed, and looks like it did. And whether MySQL got installed, and looks like it did. So I'm going to check MySQL login with a password called X, Y, and Z, and I'm inside MySQL prompt. I'm going to come out of that by pressing Control D, and I just quickly checked accuracy of my setup, and also made sure that I'm able to log into my database using the password XYZ as opposed to 123. So now I'm going to hand off the screen to Aaron.
Okay. So I have no roles or recipes, it looks like right here.
I don't see that yet.
Do you see it yet?
No, I see your browser.
My browser. Go now.
Browser.
Still the browser?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I see something.
Okay.
Back to browser. Okay, now I see it. So I can see that you have your, you are in the your SQL folder. You want to come out.
Oh. Whoops. Still same?
Yeah, this is good.
It is good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just didn't see anything under the roles and recipe line, so
Yeah, because
I don't know if there's supposed to be something there or
yeah,
not.
you need to connect to it. You need to connect to it and run Chef Solo on the remote computer. You need to do that through SSH -I.
Okay. Got it.
But not the name root should not be there. It should be
Right.
Ubuntu, and your key should be IDRSA, not this.
So it should be,
That IP address from top.
okay, so Ubuntu?
No, the RSA key should be first. So
Okay.
remove the EC2 Oregon.
So EC2, Oregon, and then,
No, remove that.
so what do I type?
No, remove. Backspace.
Backspace?
Yeah, backspace 7 times.
Oh, I got it. I see what you're saying. ID
Underscore
right.
RSA.
Got it.
And then space Ubuntu at IP address at 54. Beautiful. It will let you in. And now here you run sudo chef client. No, space. Sorry. Chef dash
Hi, I
client.
just got a question. Where do you guys do the parking at? Is it an actual pay to park or? Okay, so you guys validate parking then, or?
Hey, Niku, you mute your
Okay.
phone.
What are you talking about parking, man?
He's parking his
I
cookbooks.
validate parking.
Yeah, he's
Come on,
parking
come on.
his cookbooks, man. He's parking his cookbooks.
Okay, cool. So now everything's happening.
Yeah, it is happening.
Gosh. So are they going to want to see the? They're probably going to want to see that we can do this by just walking up to a computer and doing it. Is that correct?
Who wants to see this?
An employer?
No, they will not even understand what you're doing. The reason you're doing this is that you need to understand what is possible, what is not possible. The employer will have no idea. You know, unless they're using Chef, they will have no idea what you're talking about. Chef is not super commonly known by hiring recruiters. Recruiters have no idea. The hiring managers will know what you're talking about if they're using Chef.
Okay.
If you talk to a recruiter and tell them, they will not understand it. All they need to know is that you can use Chef. The hiring manager will know what you're talking about. Only if they are using Chef.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So it looks like it's still working, right?
Yep, it is working okay.
There's no red. It's a good sign.
Yeah, no red is a great sign. Great sign.
Okay, I'm in.
No, it failed. You have a red item.
I do?
Yeah.
What is this?
Scroll up, look for any other red item on top. No reds. So, okay, run it again. Run sudo chef client again. It will fix it.
So something might be wrong with my user?
No, just run a sudo chef client and it will fix itself.
So control.
Up arrow. Enter. Now you have something else going on. We'll have to take a look at what you have in your users data bag. This error is regarding users data bag.
Right.
So we'll look at that separately after we are done finishing up my step sequence that I have. So I'm taking back the control and start projecting my screen and sharing my screen with you. And you will see that in my case, I have the fuse box running and I have successfully concluded the testing for success. Now I need to create an empty database in that remote computer. So I'll create an empty database like that. I'll put my password X, Y, Z, and it creates a shell for MySQL access. In there, I'll create a database called WordPress. Then we'll create database permissions like this, basically creating a user and then granting usage to that user, and then granting all permissions for that database called WordPress to the user, and then coming out of it, Control D. Next step, we are setting up WordPress. So it means you have to grab the binaries, or sorry, grab the source code of WordPress from the WordPress site. We just did. It's very fast on DigitalOcean. Quickly finished. Then we unzip it and remove some folders from /www location and move our WordPress folder that we have now here, this WordPress folder. We move that folder to that folder location called www and then change its permission, which we did. And now we are mostly done with that remote computer. You need to come out of that remote computer just like that, Control D. We came out. And now on that IP address is what I want to open in a browser window. So I'll go to a browser here and open that browser and open the IP address of that box in the browser. And here we see WordPress. We go continue and say, let's go, and say submit. And we have running the install. And here we say Cloud Genius, my name, my password, my email address, and say install. and log in. And I put my name here and put my password, and there it is. And my site is ready.
Cool.
So I think, Aaron, if you do it one more time and follow along diligently from all the way top, it will work.
Okay.